You've put in the work, you've read the books, you've listened to the podcasts, and you've hired those coaches who are promising to make that transformation for you. But here's the truth, you're still at that place where you're not achieving your potential. You're not performing at the highest level, and you're probably not performing consistently. Now, what if I told you that the thing that is missing is not working harder, but it's thinking deeper? It's understanding what's getting in your way, clearing it out of the way, such that you can take on board all that great advice that you've probably listened to and been given, and make that really stick. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to share with you what you need to do and how I help people to make that journey from where they're struggling to get to where they want to getting to that consistent and high level of success. Now, I'm Jonathan Butler, and I am one of the world's leading RTT therapists, Rapid Transformational Therapy, and I am a performance coach. I've got a background in high performance and coaching in business and in sport, and I help people make that transition. So you see, I've been there myself, of struggling to get to where I want to get to, not quite making it, not quite performing consistently. And I've worked with many, many business people and athletes who are doing the same thing. Maybe they self-sabotage, maybe they procrastinate, maybe they avoid. So I understand what it's like to be there. I understand what's getting in the way, and I've seen, working with many hundreds of people over many years, what are the things that you actually need to fix. And the reality is, you need two things. You need to create the consistent belief that will keep you doing the things that you need to do, no matter what setbacks, what pushbacks, what challenges you're having in your life. And you need to know how to get where you want to get to. And the reality is that for many of you, you have learned so much. You've read all those books, you've followed all those people, you've been with those coaches, you've been on those courses with these gurus of the industry, but still you haven't got where you want to get to. It's not lack of knowledge, it's lack of consistency and lack of belief. Now, I mentioned RTT therapy, Rapid Transformational Therapy, and you're maybe wondering, what is that? What is that all about? Well, let me explain it. So here's the key thing that you need to understand about RTT, Rapid Transformational Therapy. It is a methodology that works with your subconscious mind. And that makes it incredibly powerful, because 90 to 95% of what you do is not in your conscious mind, it's coming from your subconscious mind. The beliefs, the habits, the actions, and the automatic responses that you have come from deep-rooted programs in your subconscious mind, the things that you do on autopilot. But here's the reality. Most of us are trying to make change in our conscious day-to-day mind. We're trying to rationalize things. But you can only make a 5% impact by working in that part of your mind. When you're working in your subconscious mind, you've got 95% to work with. And the reality is, in our subconscious mind, we have lots of good beliefs, habits and thoughts, but we also have our limiting beliefs there. Often things that are taken on board in childhood and as we go through our life. Things that make us doubt our ability, things that make us avoid, procrastinate, self-sabotage. All of those kind of things sit there in your subconscious mind. And because they are emotional things, you cannot overcome them in your conscious mind. No matter how many times you tell yourself something, how many times you ask the universe to give you something, you have to deal with the underlying issue in your subconscious mind. So in working in RTT and working with your subconscious mind is the place we go to understand what's holding you back. So if you're somebody who is a high performer, but when you struggle to perform at a big event, you get over anxious, you try too hard, and you fail when it really matters most. Maybe it's an interview, a big presentation, a job pitch, when you struggle at that level. When you are good in your day-to-day job, but you're nervous around other people. When you worry about being in front of other people and speaking in front of a group. All things that you know that you need to do, but where you hold yourself back. With RTT, what we do, what I do with people, is help them to go back and understand where this fear, where this lack of belief comes from. So it's what I call recognizing where the issue comes from, getting to the root cause of the issue. And then in RTT, what I do is I help people to reframe the situation that they're in now. And I'll give you a great example of this. I worked with a leading academic in one of the world's most prestigious universities. He was an absolute leader in his field. He would have people queuing up to come and see his presentations, people buying his books, queuing around the corner literally to go to one of his lectures. But deep down, he really didn't believe that he knew what he was talking about, that he was good. He didn't believe that people would listen to what he said. And every time he went to do any kind of presentation, he would have to go to the bathroom and he would be sick. He would be physically sick because he was convinced that he was going to be mocked, that he was going to be laughed at, that he was going to be ridiculed. So for him to go and do this was the most difficult thing ever. And it all came from childhood beliefs about being laughed at in school, from being told that what he said wasn't right. And this has stuck with him now, even though he was a leader in his field. An absolute thought leader, an expert, where everyone was hanging on his words. What he was seeing was that people were waiting for him to say something that was stupid, where he wanted the earth to literally swallow him up in that moment. So what I worked with him on doing was helping him reframe that situation, to recognise that he wasn't that kid, he wasn't in that place, he wasn't in that situation, and actually those people who were there wanted to hear whatever he had to say. They were hanging on his every word, just really helping him see his true reality. And then having helped people reframe the reality, you can take them to a next level. It's like in RTT is what I move into, is called the reprogramming, where you've understood the issue, where you've cleared out the blockages, where you've created this blank canvas. You can then give people a new program that they want to have. So I would ask you, if you're a high performer who wants to get to the next level, or if you're not quite a high performer yet, you're trying to get there, I would ask you to articulate to me 3, 4, 5 things how you want to do differently, how you want to think differently, how you want to feel differently. So maybe it would be that you love presenting, that you're a brilliant presenter who can present without notes, how being in front of people, instead of going back into yourself, you thrive, you step forward, and you glow, and you love being in that environment. Whatever it is where you want to get away from, we work to articulate where you want to get to and get you to that level. And when you're in hypnosis with that blank canvas, your mind is incredibly receptive to these suggestions. And here's the great thing, people can get from that place where they've got these blocks, they've got these doubts, they've got these fears that are holding them back, to being their truly best, consistent self. Usually the changes start to happen within weeks. The journey, seeing those changes, happens within weeks. The momentum builds, and by the end of 2 or 3 months, people are in the place they want to be. So that is the power of RTT therapy. Now, as I said, we need belief and we need know-how. So it's no good just giving somebody belief if they don't have the skills. So what I often do with RTT for high performance is combine that with my experience of coaching, my 25 years of working in high levels of business, helping develop people to be high performers, help people to be their best. I combine that know-how and that knowledge, so to help people believe that they can get to that level they want to get at, to get that level of consistent performance, but also give them the guidance and the advice and the tools that good coaches can give to help them implement the things that they want to change. Now, when I first started doing this, going back 7 or 8 years ago, a lot of people in the corporate world were suspicious of RTT therapy. They hadn't heard of it. They thought it was a bit woo-woo. They thought it was a bit left field. But the reality is now that a lot of people understand that many people are using this. Many people are using this to make transformational changes in their performance. And people are much more open-minded to things that can work. And the reality is this is absolutely not woo-woo. This is grounded in the latest thinking in neuroscience, recognizing that just like any other muscle, what's called neuroplasticity means that our brain can adapt, it can grow, and it can change. So those subconscious programs of thought that we've taken on board as a child will stay there as constant unless you do something about it. And you can't make that change trying to work consciously with these blocks, it simply won't happen because your mind won't accept it. But by taking your mind into a subconscious state, a hypnotic state, your mind is relaxed and receptive, and it is able to use that neuroplasticity to let go of things that are unhelpful and to take on board the things that are helpful and that are going to take you forward. And your mind is rather like a computer. When you think a computer responds to inputs and it gives you outputs, it responds to keystrokes, it responds to movements of the mouse, it responds to voice commands, and of course, increasingly with AI, it's responding with all these machine learning developments in technology. And your mind is very similar, but actually it's far more sophisticated. Your mind responds to pictures, it responds to words, and it responds to repetition. Your mind responds to all of those things, and you can literally create new habits of thought in as little as 21 days. I have worked with many people who've come to me with a fear of public speaking, for example, and this is one of the most common fears that people have. We're not born with it. No one's born with a fear of public speaking, but it is one of the biggest fears that people have. Even very senior and experienced people, even people who regularly stand on their feet to present, hate it. It really, really scares them. Now, I regularly help people go from fearing public speaking to absolutely loving it and embracing it. I help them go from needing a whole set of notes and comfort blankets before they'll step in front of an audience to confidently standing out there with just a few minutes presentation to talk about the subject they want to talk about. And that change can happen in as little as 21 days of creating those new habits of thought. So this stuff really works. And it is an essential skill. It is a key life skill. It's like having sales skills. It's like having numeracy skills, like having communication skills. Being able to tap in to this to make these changes to your subconscious is one of the most valuable things you can do. And it's increasingly valuable in this age that we're in now. We've gone through the phases of globalization, of automation, of obviously now of AI and everything that's changing. So you as an individual need to be investing in yourself, in the things that you can control, in the things that differentiate you and take you to that next level. So whatever is holding you back, I challenge you to test me as to whether I could help you with that. I offer a free discovery call where you can chat through with me what's holding you back, what you think your challenges are, and I will challenge you back on what I can do for you and how quickly I can get you to where you want to get to. And I'll only want to work with you if I believe that I can help you. And I will even offer guarantees to get you in the place that you want to get to, as long as you're committed to doing the things that I share with you. So I hope you found this interesting. RTT, Rapid Transformational Therapy, helps you understand what's holding you back, helps you let go of the things that are getting in your way, and take on board the new thoughts, feelings, habits, and actions that you want to have. It is one of the most powerful things that you, as a high performer in business, in sport, or even just in your life in general, is one of the most important skills that you can have. So if you'd like to know more, check out below on my website. And if you're serious about making this change, have a conversation with me and see how I can help you get from where you are to where you want to be. I'm Jonathan Butler, and I look forward to seeing you soon in the next video. And if you've enjoyed this video, please do like, subscribe, and put any questions you've got down below, and I promise you I will answer you.